Hello. It's Tuesday and it's 2 p.m. That means it's Tuesdays with Teresa. Hello there. I just really like I'm laughing because I was dancing off camera because I really like that song, that my theme song for this Tuesdays with Teresa series. My name is Teresa, and it's Tuesdays with me. I am looking for the right page to pull up here and share with you. Oh, here we go. Okay, so as I mentioned, this is Tuesdays with Teresa. We're live on Facebook and LinkedIn. Um, I'm Teresa Durham. I'm a project manager and business consultant. I am the owner of Teresa Durham LLC. Surprise! Um, I have over 25 years of experience helping organizations to navigate through change, solve problems, and reach their goals via project management, process improvement, and operations management. And most recently, I've added AI automation to my repertoire to the things that I'm offering. So, yeah, so I love technology, especially using technology to make our lives better. And when AI came about, I wanted to know more. I'm like, this is amazing. This is a game changer. How can we use this um, to make work easier, to make our lives easier? And while I was excited about it, I know a lot of other people were not so excited about it. Uncomfortable. Sorry, there's something in my throat. Uncomfortable, maybe actually fearful about it. So I wanted to do something to help ease that fear. I wanted to make AI something that people could relate to, understand, um, want to know more about, and maybe even use and get involved with its evolution. So that's why I created this 10-week series in hopes of bringing that information to the masses and hopefully changing some minds out there and relieving the fear and making you more comfortable with AI. So let's see. Next, let's go over what we've covered. I want to make sure that I'm sharing the right thing. My screens got messed up here just before I went live, and yeah, it looks good. So let's continue on. So let's see. We're in week 9. So we've covered, that says weeks 1 through 7. It should say 1 through 8 because we've done 8 weeks so far. The first week we did Introduction to AI, where we talked about what AI is, where did it come from. We went through a lot of the vocabulary. What does large language model mean, and so forth. Um, week 2, we talked about AI in our daily lives. Week 3, we talked about AI chatbots, specifically ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, and Perplexity. Those are the 4, I'd say, most used large language model chatbots at present. So I know there's some more out there, but these are the ones that most people talk about and use regularly. Week 4, we talked about enhancing productivity with AI, and we went over some applications. We talked about and looked at Fathom, which was a meeting. It takes notes for you. It's awesome. I love it. ChatGPT, again, we talked about that. Grammarly, TextFX, Follower, and Zapier. Week 5, we talked about AI for creators, and we looked at some applications in that session as well. We looked at Copy AI, Canva, By the way, Canva just went through, just announced some new features. So you might want to check that out. I think it seems like it's very much related to teams now. They're doing more for larger groups using Canva. So you might want to check that out and see what's new. We looked at Suno, which is a AI music generator. Ideogram, that was a graphics generator. Character AI, runwayml.com, and writer.me. Week 6, I talked about the ubiquity in AI. And week 7, I had a guest. Meredith talked about her all-in-one productivity tool, Nyla AI. And again, you have free access to that, so hopefully you took a look at that. And last week, we talked about AI in the news. There were some pretty large announcements from OpenAI, who is responsible for ChatGPT, and Google. Yeah, Google. Google? Google. Yeah, Google. Google. I don't know, keep saying it. Google. They had some major announcements. So I went through what those announcements were and what they might mean to you. Went through some of the things that may have been of interest to you. And I didn't realize it, but there was something going on with my sound. So when I was playing the video last week, there was an echo. So I apologize for that. I'm trying to get it fixed before I post it for post the recording, so that won't be a problem. But yeah, so sorry about that. We'll get it. I got it straightened out. Anyway, this is week 9, as I mentioned. And today we're going to talk about using ChatGPT for project management. I'm going to go through, well, let me get to the agenda. So today I'm going to show you how to use ChatGPT to create a PM mentor. So if you're a new project manager and you want something like your project manager, a more senior project manager, looking over your shoulder and helping you through some things, I'm going to show you how to quickly spin up a PM mentor with using ChatGPT. I'm going to show you how to speed up some repetitive tasks that you may do in project management. We're going to build a work breakdown structure, generate a status report, do some sprint planning, and create a project charter from meeting notes, from the like the project kickoff meeting notes. Lastly, I'm going to show you how to create a list of helpful prompts for you as a project manager. And you can just like maybe take these prompts on your cubicle or something, so you can have them handy when you need them. And of course, I'm going to give you an engagement challenge, and then we'll talk about next week. So that's what we're going to do today. So let's get to the demo. Oh, did I mention that all the recordings from the previous weeks are on my YouTube channel? If I didn't, I should have. So let me stop sharing my presentation and go to my desktop, my ChatGPT. Sorry, thank you for bearing with me. I've got windows galore floating around here, so I have to make sure that I share the correct window. Now I want to share the whole tab, because if I play any sound, I want you to hear it. Okay, am I sharing that now? No, are you still seeing the presentation? Okay, yeah, no, that's not what I want. Okay, there we are. There we are. All right. All right. Yeah, juggling. Okay, now we're cooking with grease. Um, okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm not doing this right. Okay, the first thing I should just be showing my chat screen. No, I mean not the chat screen. I should just be showing the Chat GPT screen. Is that what you guys see? That should be all you see. Now I'm showing up. Okay. It's going to be one of those days, right? If I want to take me away and just show the screen. Okay. I'm just showing the screen. Okay. All right. Now we're cooking with grease. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me move this up here. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to create a chat, a, uh, a chat, what's her name? A chat assistant, a chat mentor. This is like your big sister, project management sister, mentor, looking over your shoulder, helping you with project management. Does that make sense? So what we're going to do is we have a product. No, we have a scenario. So let's say you're a project manager and you're launching a new product, right? So you need help managing the product from initiation to closure. You're just not sure of yourself. The goal of the project is to launch an eco-friendly water bottle within 6 months. Okay, so excuse me, the type of project that we're managing is a product development project. So I already pre-wrote the chat, not the chat, the prompt. I'm going to paste it in here and I'll show you. Okay, so I told y'all I talk to this thing like it's a person, right? I just do. I can't help myself, and it makes me not feel weird talking to it. So, hi, chat. You are a skilled professional project manager and agile coach. I am your apprentice. I am managing my first project. Guide me through managing the project by initiating interaction with me to obtain essential specifics. Iteratively, iteratively refine the one of those days. Iteratively refine the guidance by asking pertinent questions. Suggest the best approach based on the information I provide. And be sure to mention any gotchas or things a novice may not know to pay attention to. I want to. There was something I meant to do with this before. This is it. Okay, so let me back up real quick. With regard to ChatGPT, I think in the chat session that I told you guys about the different versions of ChatGPT. So they have 3.5, which was the free version that everybody had, right? And then ChatGPT 4 was the paid version. So those that had GPT Plus had GPT 4, which was a more advanced model. Now, as of that announcement they made 2 weeks ago, they have GPT 4.0, and everyone has access to that. That's this. Now, as part of that GPT 4, they rolled out a feature that GPT captures information about you and stores it. So as you're chatting with GPT, as you're chatting with ChatGPT, it's identifying things that you say about yourself and it's saving them. I don't want it to do that during this demonstration. So I'm going to click temporary chat here. Okay, so what I do won't be in my history. Oh, they may keep a copy for 30 days. That's fine. They're not going to use the information for model training, which I'm fine with. And this memory, that's what I was talking about. It's off. So if I say something about this character I'm playing or whatever, I don't want it going into my memory. So I said turn the memory off. Okay, so now we're back to the temporary chat. And we're back to this prompt. So I'm not going to go through this again. I'm going to go ahead and click it and let it run. It's so nice. Hi, Teresa. Congratulations on managing your first project. Okay, so basically it's saying to give you the best guidance, I need some specifics about your project. Here are a few questions to get us started. What's the project about? What's the primary goal? Who are the key stakeholders? And you see it labels these things to help you to understand why it's asking this information. What are the main objectives and deliverables of the project? Are there any defined success criteria? Now, a lot of times you're not going to have all this information, and that's okay. That's the real world. So I have, let's see, what do I have? I've got some preliminary information that I can give it. So we're launching a new product. It's a water bottle, eco-friendly water bottle. The timeline is within 6 months. I've got a list of stakeholders, the CEO, marketing team, product development team, suppliers and customers. I'm going to paste this here so you can see it. This is what I'm feeding into chat. The project goal is, I already said that, launch that bottle within 6 months. Here are the stakeholders. Here are the major milestones. And I'm just going to give ChatGPT that information and see what it says. Okay? So it's running down all these things that I need to do. It could be a little overwhelming for someone that's new. Oh, and it's still going. It's going through all the phases and basically telling me what I need to do. Now, I can modify the prompt and tell it to give me these phases one at a time rather than just dumping everything out for me. But I wanted to show you how it knows. I tell it, play this role. Play the role of a professional project manager and an agile coach. So if I gave you a project and you say, hey, it's probably better to run this as an agile project, then it would provide, information and steps following an agile or scrum format. So this is really just generic project management. Initiation phase, you've got your planning phase, and you got your execution phase. There's your closure phase. Did I forget to number that? No, I guess not. Okay, and just some things. Yeah, oh, no, he didn't number the phases. Okay, so and the initiation phases tell you the first thing you need to do is prepare a project charter. So he gave you, she gave you a start with the project goal, the key stakeholders that you provided, the major milestones. This is the information you already had. Stakeholder analysis needs to be done. And at any point, you can say, hey, I see this, but I don't really understand the stakeholder analysis piece. Can you tell me more about the stakeholder analysis? Or defining scope and objectives. What more could I add to this? So this is really just a start, and then you can say, elaborate on this piece, elaborate on that piece, and so forth. So this is one way to set up ChatGPT to provide like a big brother, big sister. I'm looking over your shoulder and helping you out type of thing. Okay? By following this structured approach, you should be well on your way to a successful product launch. Let me know if you need more details on any specific part of the process. Yeah, so that's I think that's pretty self-explanatory. I need to go much deeper into that. So what is our next scenario? Let's see. Speeding up repetitive tasks. Okay, so let's build a work breakdown structure. Okay, so I'm going to use the same window here. So my prompt is going to be, hello chat. Act as a professional event planner. I am organizing a conference. Please create a work breakdown structure with 3 levels, including the numbering scheme for this conference based on the information that I provide to you. Please provide the work breakdown structure in a table for ease of copying. Now, I abbreviated this on purpose, WBS, just to let you know that it knows what a work breakdown structure is based on the context of what you're asking it to do. So I've got some sample data here. The scenario for this particular thing is we're organizing an annual conference. It's called the Annual Tech Conference. The major deliverables are venue selection, speaker management, marketing, logistics, registration, and post-event activities. So before I hit enter, I'm going to provide the information. This is the information I have about the event so far that I want chat to use. Now let's see what it comes back with. It's so fast. Okay, so nice. Here's your work breakdown structure, at least the start of it, right? So even if you use Microsoft Project, Asana, ClickUp, what are some of the other ones? Jira, whatever you use, even Excel, you can just copy this and paste it into your tool and then go from there. I asked it to go down 3 levels. You see here, it went in 3 levels deep. That's what I meant when I asked for the 3 levels. Okay, and I really like to see this in a tool because I like to see the indentation at the various levels. But here you see there at the top, there's the annual tech conference, venue selection. Under venue selection, you have to do the venue research, booking of the venue, setup of the venue, just speaker management, and it used the information that I gave it: venue selection, speaker management, marketing. Where's my other? Did I give it more than that? Venue selection, speaker management, marketing, logistics. There it is. Logistics, registration, and post-event. So here's, there we go. Logistics, registration, and post-event activities. So you can continue to work with ChatGPT to modify your WBS. So let's say, start the numbering. What I would probably do, let's see, 1.0. The venue selection is 1.1. I don't know, I might have made that speaker management 2.0. And then the marketing 3.0. Logistics 4.0. That's probably what I would have done with the numbering. So you can continue to work with it until you're ready to paste it into your tool and then start making your project plan. Or you can pick it up from here and put it into your tool if you're more comfortable working with your tool. But this this saves you so much time. I mean, you see how many, look at all this. I mean, it's not a big work breakdown structure, but it saves you time. It did this in a matter of seconds, and all you have to do is cut and paste it into the tool versus you coming up with all of these things and typing them in. Okay? Definitely a time saver. Okay, so let's see what our next, I'm zipping right through these, I don't know. See what our next demo is. Weekly status reports. We love doing those, right? So let's say, weekly, monthly, daily, however regularly you have to do these things. Here is a prompt for that. So I'm going to say, did I copy the whole prompt? I don't think I copied the whole prompt. Just a second. I guess that's all I did. Okay, so I'm telling Chat, hey, I'm going to give you some information. Use this information and create a formatted project status report. For status, indicate red for delayed and green for on track. Highlight any issues. Short and sweet. So let's see, this the sample data I have for this one is, the project name is new website development. I've got a reporting period here. Let me paste it so you can see it. Okay, so I've got the project name is new website development. The reporting period is May 20th through May 27th. Project manager, me. Status summary, on track. Completed tasks, homepage design, user authentication setup. And upcoming tasks are content upload and user testing. And typically it'd be more than that, but just for demonstration purposes, it's just a couple of tasks. And there is an issue. There's a delay in content submission from the marketing team. So remember, I said use this information and create a formatted project status report. For status, which is here, indicate red for delayed and green for on track. Highlight any issues. Okay, yeah, so there it is. You see how quickly it pulled that information together? I mean, I gave it just a little bit of information and it created this nicely formatted status report. So here you've got the project name, the project reporting period. Who's the project manager reporting? That's me. Status summary, green, on track. Remember, I asked it to report on track as green. That's what it did. And that would actually be the color green if I was doing this. Completed tasks, homepage design, user authentication setup, upcoming tasks, content upload, user testing. Here's the issue. Status is red because of the delay. They put the status for each task. Green, 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 red. And then there's executives typically like to see some type of bulleted explanation for what's going on. If you think about your project is typically more complicated than just something this simple. So the executive probably doesn't know all the ins and outs. So you'll probably have to provide some type of commentary with your report. So that's what this is. And then action items, follow up with the marketing team to expedite the content submission process, adjust the timeline if necessary. And if these aren't exactly the action items you want, of course, once you copy and paste this into your document, you can make the changes. So there, we did a status report in, I don't know, I should have had somebody timing me, but very, very quickly. Very quickly. I mean, you've got the information, and if you notice, I didn't paste it in. I mean, yeah, I put it in bulleted. When you feed data to ChatGPT or any of these other large language models, you have to make sure that it's in some type of form that it can understand, that makes sense to it. You can't just take a bunch of data and throw it at it and then expect it's going to understand the context of that data. So make sure you have labels to your data. Project name, that's the project name. Reporting period, that's the reporting period. What is the data? What labels to support what the data means. And then you'll always get a much better return from ChatGPT or any of the other chatbots. Excuse me, I'm going to take a drink here. Okay, so let's see. What else can we speed up for you? Let's say you're doing sprint planning. If you're doing an agile project, you're a scrum master, you're leading your team through sprint planning. Let's say you're developing a mobile app, right? Okay, I'm going to give you a prompt to give to ChatGPT. Hey Chat, we are planning our next sprint for this project. Here is the pertinent information, and now I'll paste it there. Can you help with the task breakdown for this project? So let me copy the information I have for this particular scenario. Like I said, we're developing a mobile app. I'm going to paste it in so you can see what the situation is. Okay, so you are, just move this out of the way grammarly. You're developing a mobile app. You're using Agile Scrum to develop a new mobile app, and you need help with the sprint planning. Here's the sample data. My product backlog consists of user login, profile creation, photo upload, messaging, and notifications. Your sprint goal is to implement user login and profile creation. The sprint duration is 2 weeks. You have 7 team members. That's 5 developers, 1 product owner, and the scrum master. So, excuse me, they're all in this particular scrum planning meetings, sprint planning meeting. You're not doing this on your own, right? So I don't have to tell you that. If you're a scrum master, you already know. So you plug your information in here. You take your product backlog and you say, okay, for this particular sprint, let me move this here. Oh, I already said it. The sprint goal for this sprint is to implement the user login and profile creation. So here we go. Speedy Gonzalez again. I think this is less than a minute that this stuff is generated. Now, where I think this comes in handy is I have had I have had teams where they're just slow to get started. We go into the room and we have the product. Let me scroll up here. We have the product. Where is it? Okay, we have the product backlog, right? We have all these things listed on the product backlog. It's always more than this. And then we say, okay, for this 2 weeks, we're going to target the user login and the profile creation. So we take these two things and put them on the sprint board. And then from there, my team will just sit there and stare at it. So I have to say, okay, you guys, so what goes into creating this user login and profile creation? Let's take the user login first. So what do you have to do that? What is the done? How does this look when it's done? And it's really hard for some people to break down what they do. It's just kind of like, I know in my head what to do. I don't know how to tell you what needs to do. Thanks, Cassandra. Have a good day. I don't know how to tell you what I do. So you have to walk them through this. This is helpful because it can start making them think about, oh, yeah. I do have to do some back-end development. Okay, back-end development. What is it that I do on the back end? We'll have to set up the authentication server. We'll have to create API for user login. We have to implement the database schema for user authentication. How long is each of those tasks going to take? Estimated time, 2 days. Who's going to do it? Developer 1. So this is where ChatGPT can really be a help. It can get the juices running, get the juices flowing on your team when they start thinking about the things that need to be done. You got front-end development, design a login screen UI, integrate login API with login screen. You got testing. So all of this has to be done in 2 weeks. So if you can get all this up on the board with your team, and then start estimating how long is it going to take, what is it going to take, what does it look like when it's done, and so forth. It's more helpful for you to get a feel for, are we taking on too much in this particular sprint? So once again, ChatGPT has saved loads of time. Just by throwing all this information out here, your team will start to talk about did it leave out some things? Do we want to break this down? Is it wrong that writing what is wrong with my mouth? Writing unit tests for the login API is estimated at 1 day. Maybe it's longer than that. Maybe it's shorter than that. But if nothing else, this gets your team to talking, so you get some things up on the board and have a more successful sprint planning meeting. So even after you take these, you can, if you have a Agile or Scrum tool, you can use the tools I mentioned before, Jira or Asana or whatever. Cut and paste these tasks into the tool, and you're off and running. You can start managing everything from within the tool. This just gives you a starting point. If you use user stories instead of tasks, you can ask chat for user stories. So now this is kind of probably left over from my initial prompt where I said make sure that you mention some gotchas and things that a new project manager might not take into consideration. So along with the sprint planning, it said ensure that each task is tracked in your project management tool. Give some examples. Oh, I forgot about Trello. You might use Trello as well. monitor progress daily, adjust tasks as needed. I mean, if you're seasoned scrum master or project manager, you know these things. But like I said, this is left over from the original prompt that I gave it, acting as a big brother or mentor. So let's see, what is our next demo? Oh, where is it? So let's say you had a project kickoff meeting, and they're like, hey, guess what? You're going to run this project. And you're going to here's all the information that we have about it. And you really get everything in that first meeting. So let's say you either took manual notes or you used a tool to take notes for you, and you have a transcript from that particular meeting. So I'm going to pick up and copy this transcript from a meeting. And I'm going to ask ChatGPT to prepare a project charter for me. So please, here a project charter based on these meeting notes. And then I just paste the meeting notes into the window. Well, not meeting notes, it's this meeting transcript. Let me change that. I don't think that matters. It would still do it, but I want to be more accurate. These project kickoff meeting transcript. So if you see, this meeting was June 1st, 2024. The name of the project is Eco-Friendly Water Bottle Launch. Again, we're doing a product launch. The attendees in this meeting were the project manager, me, the CEO, the marketing director, product development lead, supply chain manager, and customer service manager. And I'm not going to read everything that happened, but basically I welcomed them. I said our goal today is to align the project's objectives, scope, deliverables, and timeline. So we did introductions, blah, blah, blah. And then we went through, let's see, the project objectives, what our main goal was, the scope of the project, so on and so forth. So you see, there's me talking, there's Jane Doe talking, Bob Brown is talking, Sarah Lee's talking, captured all that information. So you haven't even done this. You haven't sat down and, how long would it take you to take the transcript and then pull out of it, oh, this is the status, oh, this is the scope, whatever. Just take the transcript, paste it into ChatGPT, ask it to create project charter for you. And here it comes. There's your project overview, your project objectives, your project scope. It broke it up by department. You've got timeline and milestones, the stakeholders, risk management. And then it even gives you places for everyone to sign. So if this isn't the way your company does project charters, you can change it to fit your company by asking for the specific sections that your company typically includes. But look at all this. That was done, once again, under a minute. Here's your project charter, right? And then you can just copy and paste this into your template, or this is the template for you. Just copy and paste it into a Word document. See all this? I'm trying to give you a chance to check out everything that it included. And these are things that were mentioned in the meeting that it pulled out of those that transcript. If there's anything you see missing, then you can add it. It's your risk management. This is how to deal with, these are the risks and how you're going to mitigate those risks. Regulatory approval delays, ensure compliance from the beginning, and maintain close communication with regulatory bodies. Now, some of this stuff I think ChatGPT embellished on. So if it doesn't align with your plan, then just change it. But this gives you a great head start, if not doing, the majority of this work for you. Okay, love that. All right, so let's see. I've got one last thing to show you, I believe. Yeah, so you want to have a list of kind of like a cheat sheet. If you want to have a cheat sheet of prompts that you can use in your job as a project manager or project coordinator or scrum master, here's a prompt you can use in ChatGPT. ChatGPT can provide that list of prompts for you. So you can just say, hey, Chat, I'm a blank. You can say, I'm a project management professional. I'm a scrum master. I'm a product owner, whatever your role. So let's say I'm a project management professional and scrum master. Let's say you're both. Please provide me with a list of helpful prompts that will help me save time and be more productive. Please categorize the prompts so that I can easily reference them when I need them. And let her fly. Now, everything that I've shown you today can be done in, at this point with ChatGPT, it doesn't matter because everybody has 4.0. But even before 4.0 came along, you could do this in both the free and the paid version. Everything that I've shown you could be done in the free version. But as I said, as I mentioned last week, everyone has access to this 4.0 for Omni. So go ahead and try it out. Everyone's able to do this. Okay, so let's see. That's a lot of prompts. Okay, so you want to print this out. So you've got meeting management. So it gives you some prompts for kickoff meetings. Create a project charter template for our new project kickoff meeting. Prepare an agenda for the project kickoff meeting. Here, daily stand-ups. And all of these are simple prompts. You can always add to it. If there's specifics that you need, if your company needs things in a certain way or a certain information, just include that in the prompt. So here, meeting management, kickoff meetings, daily stand-ups, sprint planning. That's for your Scrum Master. Retrospectives, stakeholder meetings. You've got documentation and reporting, those status reports, project plans, risk management. Excuse me. If you get caught up on identifying risks, you can say list potential risks and corresponding mitigation strategies for this particular project, and then feed in the project information that you have, and then chat will give you some potential project risks. It's all there for you. Task and time management. So task allocation. If you have to do resource allocation, it can help with that. Time tracking. Let's see. If you work at an organization where you're doing project management in Excel, you don't have a tool, this will be a great help to you. And even if you do have a tool, some of the things you have to do outside of the tool, ChatGPT can handle for you. Communication, team communication, draft a team update email summarizing project progress and next steps. Prepare a communication plan for the project detailing how and when updates will be shared. You've got your stakeholder communication. Here's some Agile and Scrum processes: backlog management, sprint reviews, burn down charts. Process improvement. You want to make sure you always do process improvement in your projects. Continuous improvement, team training, tools and templates, project management tools. Set up a new project in our project management tool with all relevant details. Now that's going to take some that's going to take some extra doing, because you'll want to make sure that there is some type of connection between ChatGPT and whatever tool you're using. Create custom dashboards to monitor project metrics and KPIs. You can do that in ChatGPT. Design templates. I mean, it's all here. There's so much here that can help you. If you're not using ChatGPT, I don't know why. So yeah, let me get back to my my presentation. Oh, I closed my presentation. Just a second. So I hope you found that information helpful. There was a lot there. I mean, honestly, you could get so much help from ChatGPT if you're a project manager. Replace screen sharing with my PowerPoint slideshow. Here we go. So yeah. Here is your engagement challenge. So I challenge you to try using ChatGPT to speed up one of your repetitive tasks. If I didn't touch on it today, contact me. I can help you with maybe something that you're doing and you're trying to figure out, how can I use ChatGPT to speed up things for me? So just contact me. I'll be happy to help you out. And if you do something that I showed you today, just try it out. Just follow what I did and try it out for yourself. Modify the prompts to fit with what you need specifically and see what happens. So share your experience and thoughts with me in the comments. So next week is week 10 of this series. So yeah, once again, I don't know. I don't know what it's going to be about, but if there's something that you'd like to see, a particular application, a particular use case, something that I haven't covered, something that you've heard about, or something that you do, feel free to reach out to me and let me know, and I'll see if I can work that into our last week. And if not, I'll come up with something. There are plenty of things out there, you know. So once again, I thank you very much for joining me today. I hope I provided something helpful for you and useful, and I hope to see you next week. So have a great rest of the week. Bye.